Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, everyone. Hola a todos, espero que todos estén bien de salud. My name is Nur Cesar, and I'm here as the person that represent Delegate of Spain to introduce you about our delegate. So we are from the Delegate of Spain, chaired by Mr. Muhammad Sohib Wijaya, with 25 members, and now we are here going to talk about racism in Spain. After a long and intense discussion, we took 4 important points that we are going to present for you all now. The first point is the understanding about racism in Spain that will be delivered soon by Mr. Bintang Fortuna. The second point is our perspective as the Spain teenagers about racism that will be delivered soon by Miss Heni Novitasari Siregar. The third point is our argument and our solution about how we solve the racism problem in Spain will be delivered soon by Muhammad Sohib Wijaya. And the last point is our conclusion about racism in Spain that will deliver soon by Shala Aurelia Jailani. Without wait any longer, let us hear the explanation about the first point from Mr. Bintang Fortuna.
Racism is a prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against a person or people on the basis of their membership of a particular racial or ethnic group, typically the one that is a minority or marginalized. This happened all over the world and this caused many chaos and even a war. In Spain itself, there already happened so many racism cases such as skin color, ethnicity, and beliefs. The main victims of racism in Spain are the gypsies and the foreigners. Gypsies have been suffering on these situations for almost 50 years now. Stereotypes about them, which their nomad life, their inability to integrate, and so many factors. Many of them are only tolerant to white Americans or Europeans immigrants, and even they're still racist to Spanish citizens who has a dark skin. Also, the law keeps silent against this racism issue, and the government paralyzed the NGO movements against these crucial issues.
Our perspective, youth significant role of the racism issue is very important because the youth is the one that may change on issue, especially the one that has rooted far in history like racism. It's the only one that could break the chain. Protest has been massively done many times, but the government just keep in silence. And the anti-racism activists were paralyzed by them. That means we are going to need more range of youth and action so that we could change people's mind and make the government care about the issue. Moreover, we can educate everyone.
As a young Spanish, we all the youth should educate the people to make them realize that racism is terrible and it could cause many chaos around the world and even in our country or our homeland. Why? Because the victim of a racism is not only foreigner or someone from outside of our country, but it's even our citizen who experience that. Normally, people who experience that, who has a different human race, different beliefs or religion itself within the people or something related to status, social that they have. Okay, so how do we solve this? The first thing is we have to educate the people with implementing the education of anti-racism from elementary school until the college level or even in the public place. We have to promote that. Why? Because self-awareness could be transmitted by education that were made by our people, especially youths, who are famous with their good mindset, because they know what's going on in this era and they are the future leaders. So we have to educate them and people will listen to us. That's the first one. The second one is we have to make people realize and aware that having a diversity society is really beneficial. Let's talk about if we have a foreigner friends. First, if we have a foreigner friends, we could learn many things from them. Their culture, their language, we can make their foods from their homeland and many other things that could benefit us. And even it could benefit the country because the country will have a good relation with another country, so they work together and they have a thing that could benefit each other, of course. The third, and currently in Spain, there's a NGO, non-governmental organization, who works for anti-racism, but they are paralyzed by the government. Why? We still don't know, but this act have to be stopped. We have to keep our non-governmental organization running for anti-racism, so the government would aware and all the people would more convinced that racism is really bad. And yeah, we could make a peaceful world, peaceful nation with removing the racism. That's all. Thank you.
So the point is, acceptance towards diversity and stereotype breaking is highly needed to remove racism in this world, especially in Spain. This can be started by giving an education for a child, and there have to be a person who keeps spreading about racism, that racism is bad, unpeaceful, and could cause a huge chaos. In this case, youth have to be a volunteer who's ready to fight these cases no matter who their opponents are, while spreading their awareness to stop racism.
Every sympathy is